Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So, a long time ago, I found traces of bituminous coal underneath our base while I was looking for the hematite. Well, I finally decided it might be good to go and look for that, and I found it here. So that's good. We've got a source of coal here right next to the base now. And this is my new style of mining. I've been using the willow planks to put stuff above me, and so then nothing can cave in. But you can see we're very close to the surface with that coal. So, yep, I know where that's at now, so I guess we'll just have to go mining on that sometime soon. Now, also, I had a live stream yesterday, and I managed to find silver. So that's great. You know, we've been looking for that really hard, but unfortunately, to continue on with the black steel quest, we also need to locate some nickel. So, once again, into the mines we go. We're going to be searching for more ores. Now, over here, I have been doing a lot of digging. I'm going to be leveling this area out, and that's going to be for my willow trees to be growing over here. And I don't know what is going on with my fruit trees, but for some reason all of the leaves have been being knocked off, and some of the trees even get to the point sometimes where there's no leaves at all. Like these lemon trees here, they had no leaves on them at all here a little while ago. So I don't know why that is happening, but it's just irritating for me. So I've also been periodically coming over here and harvesting all of my industrial hemp, and this is just so that we can continue to get that seed oil for the impregnated casings and whatever else we may need it for here in the future. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. So, I was kind of doing a little bit of research on immersive engineering, and I think I may have come up with something to make a few things a bit more easy for us. So we have our peat-fired engine here. Now, I found out that each piece of peat will produce 50,000 RF. So it's not real bad, but it's not real great. But so with 800,000 RF for the engine, that means that we can put in 16 pieces of peat and it will just fill the engine. Well, I don't want to break the engine because I'll lose all of that power, but I want to be able to power all of these machines at the same time. And speaking of that, we need to throw those seeds in there. So, to be able to do that, we need to make a few more things. So if we look at immersive engineering, we have these coils of wire, and this low voltage coil takes copper ingots around a treated stick. Well, the treated stick is treated wood, which is creosote oil surrounded by planks. So we need to get some creosote oil. Now, creosote oil can be made from Railcraft or Immersive Engineering, so I think we're going to go with the Railcraft because we don't have our tools for Immersive Engineering yet. So if we take a look at Railcraft, we have in here the coal, or the coke coal furnace right here, or coke oven. So this takes fire bricks and sand, and we get 2 of those. So I'm going to have to mix up a whole bunch of the fire bricks, or the fire clay, and get that all taken care of. Now, if you don't remember, the fire clay is, it might be graphite actually. So let's take a look at that real quick. So the fire clay is, yes, graphite and kaolinite. So I'm going to have to mix up a whole bunch of that, grind it down here in my quern. So, yep, I'm going to get a bunch of that done, and then we are going to continue on and try to get some power transfer systems going. So I'll see you in a little bit. So guys, I've been grinding up my kaolinite and graphite here. I crafted up as much fire clay as I could, and I was able to make 22 fire bricks. Now, unfortunately, doing the math out on this coke oven, the coke oven needs 26 blocks, so that would be 13 recipes of this. So we need 4 fire bricks for each recipe. That figures out to 52 recipes of, or 52 fire clay bricks. Well, I've run out of graphite. I still have quite a bit of kaolinite here, but I have run out of graphite. So what I'm going to need to do is head back out to the east, where we were doing our mining in a line, wherever this was out here. And we have graphite out here, and we also have some graphite here. So I'm going to have to go out there and dig up a whole bunch of graphite, and then hopefully we'll be able to get this coke oven done. Now the coke oven will turn our coal into coal coke, or coke coal, I guess is what it's called. And if we look here, this stuff, it has a little bit better, it doesn't say it here, but it has I think it's usually about twice the burn length of regular coal, and you're getting the creosote as well. So it's definitely worth it, but got to get a lot of materials to build that oven, and so I'm going to go get that stuff, and then I will be back. So guys, I got my graphite, and I was just wandering around out here exploring some new territory. I found some gold over here, a bunch of limonite, but this is the big thing. Cinnabar! So this is redstone, so somewhere around here there is cinnabar. So I suppose what I'm probably going to do is just dig down here and see if I can locate this stuff. But it's somewhere right in around here. So I'm going to see if I can find that, and I'll be back. Well, there it is. I just went straight down and I managed to hit some of it. So I don't have any inventory space here. So what can we get rid of? The dirt. So let's take a look at the uses on this. We just have to grind it up in the quern. That will give us 8 redstone. The enrichment chamber will get us 12. That would be great. Crusher will give us 10. Rock crusher gives us 8 with a 50% chance of a 9th. So, yep. Right now it looks like the quern is going to be our best bet, but we're going to want to get that enrichment chamber as soon as we can. So, there's got to be more of it around here. Unfortunately, my saw is broken and I have no logs with me. So, I'm not sure what I can do as far as looking for this stuff. But I guess what I can do is go down. Well, there's another one. So, there's some around here. But, yep, I'm going to see how much I can get, and then I'll head back to the base. Well, guys, this really stinks. So I had finally finished mining all of that redstone, and I had gotten a stack and a half. The stack's at 16, so it was a 16 and an 8 of the cinnabar ore. And then I was getting ready to leave the mine shaft, and I fell off of the ladder and died. So now I've got to get back over to there, and unfortunately, first I have to get to my base, because I broke my bed to take with me, which we have tons of wool now. Why I keep breaking my bed is beyond me. So I think we're going to make ourselves another bed to leave at the base, so that we can always respawn there if we die. And then we're going to have to get out there and grab our stuff again. And hopefully we don't have too much trouble getting out there. I know I ran into a bear on the live stream here the other day. I have no idea where that was. And of course I have no armor, no weapons or anything like that. I guess I could take my wrought iron sword with me. But we've got a little ways to go to even get to the base, let alone get to where I was grabbing the redstone. So, yep, gonna be a little bit before I can get anything figured out here. Well, this is really weird. So this is where I got my peat from, and I know for a fact that this water was not here before. So I don't know what's going on right there. But yeah, I'm still a long ways away from where I need to be, and I'm just gathering up some bees while I'm on my way. So, yep, that's just kind of strange that that water source was not there before. So I don't know if that is some type of a dynamic thing that water sources will show up randomly in the world. And if that's the case, then maybe volcanoes will do the same, and I definitely don't like that idea. Anyway, back on my way. Okay, so I have collected up the graphite, ground it all up, made the fire clay, fired the bricks, everything like that. So I think I've got everything that I need here. Now I'm going to use this schist cobble, or this schist sand to make these, because I really don't like the way that it looks anyway. So the brick here, we need 4 fire bricks and then 5 sand. And that'll make our coke oven bricks. So if we take our 5 sand in a cross pattern, and we'll just do it this way for now, and then later we'll figure out how many more we need. And we're going to have 3 extra bricks, I believe. Whoops, I did that wrong. So, yeah. Well, here, let me pull everything back out of here again. So, spread these out here. We should have 3 extra bricks. Yep. And so this should make the 26 coke oven bricks that we need. Yep. So we have 31 pieces of sand left. We're just gonna, well, you know what? We're just gonna drop that in the oven here. We're gonna put in 1 piece of regular sand first, and then we'll drop in the 31 sand here as soon as we can. And so now we're ready to make this coke oven. So I want to come over here where we're going to build this. And I think this is a perfect place because I was mining out the coal and this caved in right here. So I think the best plan of action for that coal mine is just to make a big open pit mine here, because the coal literally comes up to 1 block below the gravel layer of the dirt. So that will work great. We'll be right next to our forge and everything else. So we're just going to set this up here. We've got our blast furnace here, but I'm not sure that I like that position too much. But I think we're going to place this coke oven right about here. So we make a 3x3 area. We make another 3x3, leaving the center block empty. And then finally, 1 more 3x3 solid blocked area, and there we go. So we have a coke oven. So now the coke oven, we need to put coal in, and it will produce creosote and coal. So, or coal coke, whichever one, I don't know. So we'll toss this in here. This should light up, and we'll see this will slowly go across, and we will get some coal coke out of this. So if we look at the recipe on this, does it not show? No, it doesn't. So let's look at the uses on the coal. I want to see how much we get. So out of this, I think this is the Immersive Engineering one, we get 500 millibuckets of creosote oil for each piece of coke. And in this one, we'll get 500 millibuckets here as well. So for every 2 pieces of coal that we cook, we're going to get a bucket of creosote. So we're going to have to start thinking about how we're going to move that stuff. And I think the best way to do that is with some glass bottles. So we have a whole bunch of glass here. Let's just make sure that that hasn't been changed any. Bottle, not bootle. Okay, so glass bottle, empty glass bottle turns into a glass bottle. Okay. Well, those don't look any different than a normal recipe, so we'll just go ahead and do this. And we get 63 empty bottles. And so with that, we should be able to go over and fill these up with the oil, creosote oil. And it doesn't look like we have enough yet. We have 500 millibuckets. So I'm going to have to let that cook for a little while. And once I get enough creosote oil to make some of our treated wood, I will continue on with that. Now, here in the garden, I do have some, well, actually all of my carrots are ripe. I already harvested the onions, but I probably should have left them in the ground, and it looks like some of the garlic is ready as well. But I'm going to leave this stuff out here as long as I can, because of the simple fact that when it's out of the ground and in my inventory or in another inventory, it's decomposing extremely fast. Our grain stuff here is the most important thing, so we'll definitely be looking at that. And actually, speaking of grain, I probably should go and make some bread, because I am just eating fruit plain right now, and I should be making sandwiches. So, yep, we'll let this do its thing, and we'll make some bread, and I'll be back when we're ready to start looking at the immersive engineering stuff. So guys, we've got plenty of creosote oil over there in the coke oven, but before I go over there and grab it, I want to run through this. So, to make a block of clay doesn't just take 4 clay balls here in TerraFirmaCraft. We have to make an X of 5 clay balls, and then we also have to add straw in between those 5 clay balls to get our blocks of clay. So we're going to go ahead and make a couple of stacks of that, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to drop those into the furnace to get some hardened clay. So we're going to need this here in just a little bit as well. So, yep, we're going to make up some hardened clay. Now I'm going to run over and grab a little bit of creosote oil. So before I do, we're going to take a look. So we've got 4.5 buckets worth. That's a fair amount. We've got 9 of the coke coal. So we're just going to go ahead and see here. Can we fill these here? Or do we need a bucket? Oh, we need to put those in here, maybe? No. Let's see here. There was a recipe to do this. So let's see if that will do anything. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we did have to change those into regular Minecraft glass bottles first. But so these stack, that's real nice, so that will automatically fill up there. So 64 buckets of reserve, as well as 59 buckets over here. There'll be a lot of creosote oil in there before it's full. So now the next step is we need to take the creosote oil and surround it with planks. And this will give us our treated wood planks. And I'm just going to make a whole stack of that. And now these we need for, let's go back into Immersive Engineering. We need this. We want to make our low voltage wire coil first. This is the first thing we want to do. This is a treated stick and copper ingots around it. So the treated stick is used with a saw and a wood plank. So we'll go ahead and cut a few of these up, not all of them, just a few. And now we can grab some copper, which, yes, I need some copper too. So we're going to make 2 recipes of that. And yes, this is rather expensive for the copper. Okay, so that makes 16 of those wires. The next thing that I want to make is we have these low voltage wire connectors. Now this takes more copper and the hardened clay. So we're going to grab 3 more ingots, grab some of our clay here, and we can make these up as well. So these allow us to connect items directly to something. So for starters, we're going to go ahead and place a connector on the engine here. And apparently that moved some power into it right away. And then we will place connectors on top of these machines. Now all that we have to do is link this, and got the achievement Birds on a Wire. So as you can see, now we're getting power into our squeezer, and it is making our seed oil. So now if we connect this as well, I think, yep, multiple wires to the same connector, you'll see that this thing is getting power as well, even though it's not getting much because I think the engine is probably running out of power. And finally, we will connect up our centrifuge, and it's working too. So all of these things are working. We're just getting things crafted up here, and once it's done, hopefully we can get some power built up here. But now I was watching a video earlier today, and it looks like we are going to try to supplement this peat-fired engine with a little bit of something else from Immersive Engineering, and that is the Waterwheel. So first off, we need to make the Waterwheel segments. So we need 4 treated sticks and 3 treated planks and an iron ingot, and that makes one of these. Now the uses on these, we need an iron gear and 4 of those to make a Waterwheel. The iron gear is a wrought iron double sheet and some tin bushing, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of smithing and some crafting, and I suppose I'll do some of that stuff off camera, and I will be back to finish it up here in just a little bit. Well guys, I take that back. It looks like we're not going to be able to make that Waterwheel just yet. We could make it, but it wouldn't do us any good, because I forgot to mention we need to make this Kinetic Dynamo, and this unfortunately requires a black steel sheet, which we have not yet found our nickel. So unfortunately we won't be able to do that one just yet, but yep, we're going to be getting there soon. But this should work at the moment. If I wanted to, I could make a couple more of these peat-fired engines, and actually we are going to go ahead and... Whoa! I'm pulling stacks. I didn't think I was pulling stacks. We are going to go ahead and get some of this peat in the engine here so that we can actually get some power production. But we could possibly make a couple more of these, and we could also look at the possibility of the hobbyist steam engine and using this coal or coal coke in there for power. And like I said, the problem with that is we need to be supplying it with water of some sort. So I may look and see if there's any way to automate putting water into that. I know we have pneumatic craft, and there's a few other things that might be able to do that, but I don't know if we'd be able to make any of those work yet. But I'll do a little checking, and we'll see what we can do, and I'll think about what we can do next. So what I figured we'd work on next is getting a rolling machine, because this rolling machine will allow us to make steel and a few other things, or plates like this, without too much trouble. So the first thing to make the rolling machine, we need 4 pistons. Now, I ground up some of my redstone, but not too much, but we're going to take 4 pieces here. Then we're going to take 4 ingots, if I can reach here. And then we need just some cobblestone, and I think we're going to use the claystone. And then I should... Nope, I don't have the wood in my inventory anymore. Where did I put that? Well, here's some right here. So we'll go ahead and use the maple planks. So we put our redstone, wrought iron, cobblestone, and planks, same as we would in vanilla. And we've got our 4 pistons. Now the next thing we need is 4 steel plates. So I have 3 of these made so far, and I'm waiting for the 4th set to get hot enough. We're almost there. So we have to weld 2 steel ingots together and then make a sheet out of that. So this is almost hot enough. And I guess while I'm waiting just the last little bit, I will reset my bees again. And we're going to go ahead and take the combs out of here finally, since we now have power being distributed here. And, yep, we should be pretty close now. Guess I need a drink. And, ooh, my water jug broke. So I'm going to have to think about making another one of those. So there we go, we're hot enough to weld now. So we'll quickly get these up here, weld them together, and then finally make a sheet. This is really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There is our 3 steel sheets. And then we need to do this a steel hammer. It has to be steel. So I have my steel hammer. We have our steel sheets in the corners and our pistons around it. And we get our rolling machine. So now I will quick run over here. In a little bit we'll set this up a little better. But we're going to grab 1 cable and 1 power connector. We're going to set this over here. And then we're going to run the power cable across. So we're going to hook this up here, and then I'm assuming it will reach this far, but I don't know for sure. And I'm just going to hook this right here, too far away from the previous connection. Okay. So, I know we can do like a overhead power line or something like that. So I think that's what we'll do. We should have one of these chests. Yep, here we go. Some chestnut support poles. And I think these won't look too bad. So we're going to just go here. And I should be able to place this down on top of that if I can get out of the way. Here, we'll go down by a couple of blocks. It'll make it a little easier. If this works, I'll make it work better later. So put one of those on there, and we will have to get another power connector. Connection is obstructed. Okay, let's try it from here to there. There we go. So that kind of gives us an overhead cable, and then we'll take one more and go from here down to our rolling machine. Now the rolling machine is getting some power, and what we can do with this now, say we need a steel sheet. I think this is going to work. Let's take a look at our uses on steel. Rolling machine here. We can take 2 steel ingots and some flux and make a double ingot. And the double ingot then we can take and run back through the rolling machine and get a steel sheet. So no longer will we have to worry about forging or anything like that. So I think I have some flux over here, and we're going to do one of these right away. So we'll take and put the flux here and the steel there, and we have to click to craft this because the rolling machine will keep the last recipe that you put into it. So if we put in more steel, it would work. But now we're waiting on power. There we go. Double steel ingot. And then we can take this double steel ingot and set it back in to make a steel sheet. And we're going to go ahead and tell it to do that as well. So this thing is really going to simplify making the plates and things like that we need. And so, yep. I think I'm going to work on getting a few more things set up. But this is really going to make a difference for us. And I think I may look into what it's going to take to get a few more of the Railcraft machines. And possibly even getting a tank for our coke, or a creosote. So, yep, I'm going to get a little of that done, and then we'll keep moving on again. Well, guys, I've been kind of messing around with how to make these power lines look good, and I think this is what I'm going to be using. So I've just used some maple fences, and I put a second cable up because it just looks weird not having the second one up there. But this looks very good for a overhead power cable, and so I'm probably going to use it. I might go a little bit taller, but I don't know. I'll just have to see what looks good. But I was just checking on the length of the episode, and it looks like I have run out of time, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!